You're listening to the Laugh Factory Podcast Network. For more shows, visit the podcast page at laughfactory.com.
It's the afterlaugh, afterlaugh. Welcome to the afterlaugh, afterlaugh, afterlaugh. Afterlaugh, man. Go ahead, pull up a chair.
I'm late.
Hey guys, welcome to the Afterlaugh. I'm here with my good little buddy Tommy Wakefield after a long hiatus. And as always, I feel like I get Tommy during weird times in the world, in the comedy community, and in his life.
A lot's going on.
It's
been a roller coaster of a year.
It has been. I feel like everyone was like, 2020 is the worst year ever. I was like, yeah, hold my beer, says 2021. It's Norm Macdonald died today.
It's very sad. I was rewatching all his OJ bits on YouTube.
What were his OJ bits?
Well, back then, talking about OJ was kind of controversial. Like, people were split. This is what I've heard, you know. I was
by people were split, what are we saying? I'm going to do a quick caveat, because I had a joke that I said once. I don't know how far, because, you know, OJ won on either social media or YouTube or something, or TV, and he said, hey guys, everyone should really get the vaccine. It's saving lives. I was like, look, I don't want to take advice on saving lives from O.J. Simpson. That's like taking etiquette lessons from Trump or diction classes from Biden, or you know whatever.
Right.
And I said,
no, I think everyone's together that O.J. for sure did it. Now it's not controversial.
And I said, O.J. O.J. should actually be. I'm surprised. I think he would be pro-COVID. I think he'd be in the corner of COVID because he is kind of the people regard him the same way they regard COVID. Everyone knows there's a killer out there that and there's nothing you can do about it, and you wish it would just disappear, but it won't. So you kind of roll your eyes and live with them, right? And black people still aren't buying it.
Oh, funny.
It's actually funny because like the amount of I was looking at some stats and the amount of people that. In the black community, the amount of people that still think OJ is innocent and the amount of people that think COVID is a myth is about the same, which is like 20%.
I always saw the OJ case as kind of a reparations thing.
Oh, yeah, and there was a documentary that basically said that.
Which is like not how it should be.
Yeah.
But
even the jurors kind of admitted that. They're like, you know, yeah.
Symbolically, it's like how many white people get off with some shit all the time.
I get that.
Which does not mean we should let a murderer go.
Yeah.
For sure not.
Yeah.
But
and it also
in the end it's just like rich people do whatever. It's the same.
Rich people
do whatever the fuck they want.
Yes.
Bill Cosby's out of jail.
Money privilege. Money privilege is bigger than race privilege, bigger than anything else.
It's the most fucking powerful thing in the world.
Yep.
Money is power.
That's why when everyone was like, Trump is going to go to jail, and the New York AG, I was like, he's not going to go to jail. He's going to go to jail. Even when I was going through my eviction in New York, like, and I didn't have money, but I was using collateral in my apartment to pay for it, which my fucking lawyer took advantage of. But I just knew that, like, at the end of the day, like, well, now I realize if a co-op is going to have more money than me, and a co-op will always outspend me. Whoever is going to outspend in a civil case will win for the most part. But the problem is people grow up watching TV shows and movies where like the underdog wins, and the reason they're making a movie about that because that's one time out of 1,000.
Yeah, the reason that people love watching those stories is because it never happens.
Yes,
the Patriots win every goddamn year, and that's the reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fucking Yankees have more titles than everybody. Every goddamn once in a while. You get something like Leicester City, the Premier League team, that just got promoted and had no real stars, and somehow fucking beat everybody, right? That does happen, and that's when you get a movie.
That's when you get a movie, yeah, for sure. That movie's coming out for sure.
But day-to-day life does not work that way.
And for you, the person watching, if you're in the
Bernie
legal
fucking
system
loses.
and you have no money, forget. I mean, I just saw this movie on the plane called Brian Banks, which I'd never heard the story. But basically, he was like a black kid who was an all-American football player in high school. He was already recruited by USC. And he took some girl into a hallway, a very well-known hallway in the school where everyone would just go and make out. I guess sometimes they would fuck or whatever.
Make out hall.
He took out a make out hall. They're making out. A proctor or janitor came by, whatever. He goes, oh shit, I can't like lose my scholarship. I can't. So he like started putting his he left, and they didn't have sex. They were just like fooling around, but they were probably about to. He left, but he kind of just
lose my scholarship.
He kind of just because if he gets caught
making out with someone.
Well, because I think they were about to do more. Like I think maybe her hands were down his pants or something at that point.
You lose your scholarship for hooking up with a girl. Was this like back in the day?
It was in the school. I mean, I guess it was in like
the 60s
early
or something?
No, it was in the 2000s.
How the fuck you lose your scholarship?
Because I think they were
like
in a state of undress.
Okay.
But they weren't fucking. It was like pre-fuck.
Okay.
So but whatever the thing is, he panicked. He put his clothes on. And he fucking left.
Sure.
So this girl's like leaving, and she's very like from a very poor neighborhood, and she's a very domineering mother, and she leaves. And someone catches her and goes, I know what you guys are doing back there. You're going to have sex with that boy. And she's like, no, he dragged me back there. I didn't want to go. It's like, oh, what do you mean he dragged you back there? So this is without your consent. She's like, yeah, I didn't want to go. It's like, so you're saying that he raped you? And apparently she like didn't even quite know what the word meant or something. And she was like, yeah. And then it just...
Who doesn't know what rape means?
Well, I don't know. Whatever. It just exploded. She just basically was like, like rape or whatever. So then it exploded. God. Cops were there. He gets arrested at his fucking home.
Holy shit.
He obviously loses his scholarship and everything. He ends up going to jail for like...
Should've just fucked her, I guess.
Right. He ends up going to jail for like 8 years.
Oh my fucking God. This is recent?
I mean, so the story is... It's an interesting story.
It probably is recent. That shit probably happened.
He just keeps trying to like study the law in prison. He goes to the Innocence Project.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they're still lawyers, but they're like, man, we're not going to fucking... No, you understand? We basically need her recanting what she said, but she also won like...
Why did she recant what she said?
Because she got a $1.5 million civil suit from the school for not having proper security.
Oh my God.
Now, meanwhile, the prosecutors never went to the school to examine this hallway, which apparently you had to sneak through like
the janitor saw? Where's the janitor's testimony?
That wasn't part of the thing. I think it was just someone coming in that he freaked out. He left. So the point is, so it took like years for him to finally get a trial. Even then he had to have him meet the prosecutor, show the case. They had the girl admit on video saying like, I was just scared of my mom. Nothing ever happened. He didn't do nothing. Because she ended up hitting him back on Facebook years later. Said, "Ooh, you look good. What's going on?"
How fucking dare you?
But she just, I guess she didn't know or whatever it is. But she was like,
"She didn't know." What do you mean she didn't know?
I don't know.
Fucking audacity to hit him up.
But she hit him up because she saw his pictures. She said, "I thought you looked good. Maybe we could hang out." And he was like. He's like freaking out, going like, okay, hey, can you meet me? I gotta get my life. I'm stuck right now. Maybe you can help unstick me. So he went to this place, recorded a video confession that is inadmissible in court because she didn't know she was being videoed or she didn't write a written consent but it was enough to get her to admit that she wasn't kidnapped, and that was enough to make her testimony look flawed, and finally he got out, right? After, I don't know how many, I guess it was like 7 or 8 years, he gets completely exonerated.
She met with him while he was in prison?
No, he got out. It was like, he was in prison for like...
And then
he got out. I think the deal was this. He was in prison for like 6 or 7 years, then he was on probation where he had to wear an ankle bracelet.
So on probation he recorded that video?
Yes, on probation, exactly.
Oh my God.
He had to wear an ankle bracelet, and if he couldn't be within... like 500 feet of a school. So if he went to a museum that was like near a school, his probation, it was tracked like GPS, like, hey, there's a school right down the street, it's 400 feet away. You got to leave right away. So he was a sex offender. He couldn't get a fucking job. He was completely... So, and why it's such amazing stories, because he finally got out. Pete Carroll, it was a lot of news. Pete Carroll found out, who had recruited him and said, hey, you want to audition for the Seahawks? He goes up, try out for the Seahawks. He goes up to Seahawks, doesn't get it, but then trains for like a year straight and ends up getting on the Atlanta Falcons.
What?
Yeah. So he plays like 2 preseason games for Atlanta Falcons and gets cut. But he still got to play. He still got to go, get involved with the game, make a couple tackles. He had that dream happen. And then Roger Goodell heard about his story, and Roger Goodell hired him to be he's working for NFL operations now. So it's kind of like, and now he goes around trying to help and say his cause. But that's one of those stories which is like, it's a combination of all those things, right?
Oh, man.
like a false rape accusation, a black man getting free from the justice system, which is near impossible. So shit like that happens, and then I go, well, I could get out of my fucking co-op situation if this is illegal, but it just doesn't work that way. Like 99.9% of the time, it's like whoever has the money.
Right.
Everyone wants...
Because there's a bunch of that guy who are still in jail.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God. And what people don't realize is that courts are designed to settle an argument. And trials are... What people don't realize, trials are incredibly rare. When you watch TV and movies, it's always a trial. But to get to a trial, that usually means there was at least a year, 6 months of lawyers arguing, trying to work out a settlement, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I would probably say 90% of legal cases become a settlement. A trial is like, you want to go to trial? Really? Even for murderers and rapists and stuff like that, it's usually a plea bargain. That's why everyone goes, look, you can go to trial and put it in front of a jury. And if you're guilty, you're going to go to jail for life. If you admit that you raped this person, just admit it, you can plea down to 10 years. So what are you going to do? Okay, I can go to jail for 10 years or possibly go to jail for the rest of my life. You're going to take the plea. So you have to... So people all the time are admitting shit that never happened.
Yeah.
So it's very sad. Anyway, that was a long segue. So
what was this all about? Well, OJ. Norm Macdonald died.
Norm Macdonald died. Speaking of Norm Macdonald, yeah. What was your favorite Norm Macdonald joke? Do you remember?
I don't know. To be honest, I was never a huge Norm Macdonald fan. I liked him as much as the other guy, but some people worship the guy.
Yeah.
You know? And I liked a lot of his... I think he was very kind of a pioneer of an alternative type of humor.
I feel like he was almost in a weird way like one of the first alt comics.
He was. He would do the thing where he tells the really long joke with no punchline.
Yeah.
I think that was really funny.
Yeah.
And that's not something that people were doing. He was great on late night. Excuse me, Weekend Update.
Yeah. He had...
I liked his special.
He kind of had an Andy Kaufman-esque vibe, which because he was mainstream because of movies and SNL, people didn't realize how odd a dude he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wrote a book.
He would kind of go on shows and make fun of the shows.
Yes.
In a subtle way, just by being bad or by being the thing where he goes on and he tells a really long story with no punchline to make it awkward for the host is hilarious. Yeah. But it's hilarious in a meta way.
Yeah, it's hilarious for comics, too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But he wrote a book called Norm Macdonald based on a true story. And I'd heard... So I read it. I mean, reading a book, that's weird. I actually bought the actual hardcover book with, pages, which are made from...
You bought it and then never read it?
That's made from paper, Tommy, which your generation isn't aware of. So that comes from trees. Anyway, so... and it's actually... He's an incredible writer. The book is really fucking... It talks about him being sexually abused as a child and stuff like that. Now, but it says based on a true story, and this is not a memoir, so it's hard to know... And he writes it in such a fantastical way. It's hard to know what's true and what's not. I felt like he held his cards very close to him in terms of his personal life.
For sure.
But based on this, he was molested by a family member when he was growing up.
Yeesh.
And I think he just used the book as a way to distance himself from the pain of it. But it's actually an incredible book, and it's really well written. It's very poignant and funny and weird. So I would recommend anyone. It's called Norm Macdonald based on a true story.
I'll check it out.
I think my favorite Norm Macdonald joke was... I walked in my parents having sex one time. It was the worst 30 minutes of my life. Such a good joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like a one-liner type of comic, you know.
He also had a really funny album on Spotify. And it was a lot of sketches.
Yeah.
Him doing funny voices. And there was this one weird... I didn't even remember. Me and my friends would listen to it back in maybe 2016 when it first got released on Spotify.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of comics that can't do the audio sketch.
Oh my god!
It's almost like a radio show.
Yeah.
His album was, whereas most people's albums are just them doing stand up, but his album was constructed comedy sketches with I think other people from SNL, and it was very, very funny.
And he was one of those guys. I felt like everybody loved him. He wasn't really just, even though he was very weird. He wasn't one of those comics where that split the room.
Well,
he was just a well-loved comic. I mean, I don't think... By the way, I've seen him perform. He never...
The room.
It did?
Well, Lauren told him to stop telling the jokes because some people...
Oh, he was saying on Weekend Update?
That's why he got fired.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wouldn't stop telling the jokes. He kept telling jokes that are like clearly...
Do you remember any of them?
Yeah, I just watched the whole YouTube compilation. But, I mean, the punchline of all the jokes was essentially that it's obvious that OJ killed this person, and it's a farce that we're pretending anything otherwise. And, yeah, it was pretty funny.
So that was controversial in mainstream media?
I think in the beginning it was less clear, but he was being, like, pretty overt from the jump.
Yeah.
Or maybe just Lauren didn't want... It seemed, like, distasteful to him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. So that's a tragedy, and then we've also lost members of the comedy community as well. Other members. Wow. I didn't know these guys. Do you know?
No.
Fu and Rico.
Friends of friends, but
friends of friends. And,
I did not meet them personally.
It's it kind of ties into a lot of stuff that we talk about here, which is comics and their issues and mental health and how people deal with it. Because I think that. I came from the background being an actor, and I think for a time, actors were always like the crazy ones and the people with problems. But acting has become such a
sterilized.
It's such a sterilized art form, and there's so many degrees of separation. So really, the reason people get depressed as actors is because they're just not booking a job.
And the other thing about acting now, and I think this is just an entertainment industry thing, is you have so much less of a leash to be a crazy creative.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays. Like, back in the day, it used to be part of the gig that, oh, he's crazy. Like, if you're really creative, you're being insane. Yeah. And you got this huge, long leash to just be a weirdo and method act and bother people.
That's so true.
Because it was part of the process.
Yeah.
Now, actors cannot do any of that, or they'll lose all their gigs, because actors' entire career is gatekept by the industry.
Yeah.
Comics are still allowed to be weirdos because we make our own shit.
Yeah.
And the gatekeepers of the comedy clubs don't give a fuck. They book
don't care
anyone
at all.
You could rape and murder someone and you will still get booked.
As a matter of fact,
will book Cosby today. You know what I mean?
As a matter of fact, you can be... There's something about being canceled or part of the group of people that are canceled that makes them interesting for live shows, because that's how you get to see these people.
Yeah.
Like someone like Tim Dillon, who we both love, obviously. Like that guy, and I think he could probably enjoy a mainstream career if he wanted to. I'm sure that there are networks and Netflix and that would come, but the stuff that he says on his show is so fucking unfiltered, and he clearly doesn't really give a fuck about entering the Hollywood system.
He's smart because, I don't know, I have a friend of mine who has over 1 million followers.
Yeah.
And he's always like, oh, I have this script, and Hollywood, Netflix, they won't give me a fucking chance. They won't give me like a opportunity to make this, whatever. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You have it. Just make it yourself.
Yes.
And I mean, that seems absurd for me to say, but it's like, you have the audience.
Yeah.
You have the resources.
And I'm assuming they're making videos to get that big.
They're making so many videos. They already have their own TV show, and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
You're already making the show.
Yeah.
And it has tons of fucking fans.
Yeah.
Why would you sell that beautiful thing to Hollywood so a bunch of producers can ruin it for you? The people like what you're doing. Why would you take it to people who don't have shit going for them? Some dumb fuck producer who's going to put their shitty stamp
and
on
sanitize it, and put it through a board and
make
a
it
test
lame.
Group. Yeah.
And lose all your fans because the product that they made sucks when you're killing it on your own.
Yeah.
And you're making plenty of money.
Because people at the end of the day, people still want to be legitimized by the system.
He wants the acceptance of the system. But what I like about Tim Dillon is he's the opposite.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck the system. If I go in there, I can't say what I want to say.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, he is the highest earner on Patreon.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's making more on Patreon than anyone else in the world.
I heard he makes like $150,000 a month or something crazy.
It's something ludicrous.
Yeah.
And he says whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
The only thing that is weird about him is that he almost can't take a side he has to be the contrarian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if he really felt strongly in one way or the other about something, in a genuine way, I don't know if he could.
Really?
Because to me, he's like he's the Stephen Colbert of our time.
I feel like you think that, but Stephen Colbert is very, very liberal.
I'm not talking about his own political. I'm talking about he is a parody of the most extreme political voice.
Yeah.
Right? Stephen Colbert was a parody of Bill O'Reilly, which at the time was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Right? He's right wing. He says what he wants, but there was no Alex Jones in like 2000.
Yeah.
To the extent there is now. This is the age of alternative media. And the most extreme, crazy conservative voice are these alt, conspiracy peddling, Capitol rioter pushing, anti-vax weirdos. And Tim Dillon is like a parody version of that.
But I feel like Tim Dillon is also, I mean, he's a gay man, so he obviously has like those liberal bona fides. But I think he also, like a lot of comics these days who are Democrats or liberals, and I don't think you can really talk about who you are on the planet without conflating it with politics on some level, right?
Not anymore.
So, like, I'm sure he's all for gay rights, and I'm sure he's abortion rights and stuff like that, and he thinks like the gun shit's out of control. But I also think that he believes when he goes after liberals for being ridiculous and whiny and bitch, and like when he goes after Simone Biles on his show, I'm sure there's a part of him. I mean, basically the Republican idea of like basically like, shut up, just do your thing.
Right. I think he's being authentic.
Yeah. So there's some things I think are sort of like where he does kind of.
But I also think that there are lines
space.
he wouldn't cross because it's profitable for him. You know what I mean?
I agree. I have noticed in this podcast.
He's a political grifter in the sense that he's a comedian and he's in it for the joke at the end of the day.
But he got big over COVID because he was so fucking annoyed at all the bullshit that was happening with COVID and quarantine and everything like that, which the people who are mostly annoyed are the people who lean towards the right. Do you know what I mean?
And which is awkward for me because I feel like I was a huge fan of his before COVID, and after COVID I kind of stopped listening.
Oh, really?
Because it got a little too weird for me.
It got a little bit too much.
I still like some of his videos and some of his takes. I still think he's funny. I love his stand-up.
Yeah.
I stopped listening to the podcast because
I get that. Well, it's weird because I was doing a podcast with Johnny Mitchell, friend of the show, who's a very funny guy.
He's very funny.
And he puts out a lot of clips, a lot of content. They don't get that much traction because he has a really strong point of view, and it's a very cancelable point of view on some, like he'll talk about transgender shit, he'll talk about race shit. And I don't think it's anything too offensive, but when I did his podcast, I was on hold for like 2 HBO shows, a Fox show, all this shit. And I was and he was like, "So, Bill, when's the last time you fucked a boy?" Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
And after the show, and you make little jokes after the show, I was like, "Man, this has to be on your Patreon. It can't be. I can't have someone from fucking HBO or Fox going online being like, "Wait, what happened? He laughed when someone asked him if he fucked little boys? We can't have that type of guy on our show."
But that's my thing, is that at this point, being a comedian in its true sense and being an actor who is plugged into the studio system are polar opposites. They contradict each other. It's difficult for them to coexist.
Well, yes and no. And I'll tell you why I think that. Because still when you do a live show, because there's no recording. I mean, now clubs are very adamant about no recording during live shows.
Sure. Things
come out like the Tony Hinchcliffe video, but that's sort of very odd.
Yeah.
You can still say whatever the hell you want on stage with pretty much immunity. I mean, what are you going to have someone like write a Yelp review that's going to get viral?
Yeah.
Or someone blog about it?
Well, the worst thing that could happen is someone records your set and posts it online.
An audio recording.
Audio or video.
Or video, yeah.
I mean, Tony Hinchcliffe, it was the comic
that was set up
before
because Pang Dang, whatever, was recording his set.
Right.
So that's why it was included. But I don't think that... because I think that if that was the case, comics on stage say a lot of fucking crazy shit.
True.
And it's not being put out there in the fucking news. So I still think you can say F, N. You can definitely say C. But you can say...
I don't think you can say N.
I know comics who say N to this day on stage.
White comedians?
White comedians. Not in a mean way.
Nah, that's stupid.
I think it's stupid, too. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, like, that's not being, like, sampled and put out and, like, TMZ and blah, blah, blah.
Like, I think that's, like, morally wrong. But I also just think that that's stupid as a business person.
Oh, I completely agree.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree.
So
now, what if you were trying to tell a story and you were doing characters, and when the character says that?
The character is black and they say it?
Yeah, and you're reacting,
Don't do it. What? Obviously not.
Well, what's funny about this, Tommy?
That's obviously going to be incredibly polarizing. So, and you're doing it for yourself.
So the short I did, Beautiful Violence, which is going to all the film festivals these days.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gotten like 10 film festivals, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, not to shit on the fucking
I don't
huge
know enough
ones.
about the film festival circuit.
There's really only 6 festivals that make it like a difference, and everything else is just kind of like people are just taking your money.
Right.
That sounds really mean, but I really believe that.
I kind of think the same thing.
Even South by Southwest, and I've had several...
Especially for shorts.
Yeah. Like, I've had several films...
I think it's cool. It's a fun experience to go to a festival. The comedy festivals are the same fucking way.
Yeah. There's a lot of people like, hey, I have a room in Duluth, Minnesota, and it's going to be
You are going to a comedy festival for you because it's going to be fun. The networking... Here's the thing. Comedy festivals, if you live in L.A. or New York, the networking is bullshit.
Yeah.
L.A. and New York, living there is all the networking you need to an extent. Yeah. That sounds so fucking pretentious and douchey to say, but like, at the end of the day,
you're just around it all the time.
All roads lead to Rome in comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
It just is the case.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I went to like NC Comedy Festival, and I was excited because I was meeting people in New York, and I was like, oh, when I go there, I'll know people and I can get on shows. So actually, I take that back. That was bullshit. That was bullshit of me to say. Because it is nice to meet people from all around the country in hopes that they book shows.
Yeah.
Or something.
But what people don't realize is that these festivals, if you have a short film festival or a film festival that includes shorts or a comedy festival, you have so many people desperate to be seen, desperate to be famous. I mean, I don't know if that's the same thing, but whatever, validation, recognition. And it's like a $60 admission fee for every goddamn time. So if you get like 5,000 people setting in $60, I mean that festival pays for itself. Yeah. So it's a pretty great fucking Ponzi scheme if you ask me. I think we should just set up a fucking festival.
You make a lot of money. I mean, they fucking did it in LA. They did like a No Hope Comedy Festival or some bullshit, and it's the same fucking Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, just people working at Ha.
They only book the people that they already knew they were going to book from the jump.
Yeah.
They make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And then they put on like a mid-range bullshit comedy show.
I think part of it has to do with the fact that people... This is going to sound really weird, but I think a lot of people have very sort of rigid, mundane lives. Mm-hmm. They go to work or they work from home. They watch their fucking stupid shows.
Me.
They go to bed. They have their girlfriend, their wife, their husband, whatever the fuck it is. They wake up.
True.
Repeat, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
And then, hey, with your business, we can fly you to the Moon Tower Comedy in Austin, Texas. And they think, I can get away from my wife for fucking 4 goddamn days. And I can get drunk with my friends. I can fuck a hooker. I can maybe fucking flirt with a girl at a party, wherever the fuck it is. Get me the fuck out of here. I don't think there's anything much more highfalutin and pretentious than that. Like, Montreal is a fucking party, dude. Montreal Comedy Festival is a party. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but people go to Montreal and they fuck.
Of course. It is a bullshit hobby vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you don't need to go to the mountains of fucking Provo to watch movies in shitty theaters for Sundance. Mm-mm. It's just a way for people to get away from their lives and their boyfriend's girlfriend and basically just fuck. It's a cheat fest. They should all be called cheat fest.
Cheat fest. Wow.
It really is. It's just like a fucking weird way for people
Not
to
for
make
me,
bad
ladies.
decisions.
I'm faithful.
I mean, luckily I don't get to go to any festivals, so it's never an issue.
Yeah, I've never accepted.
Yeah, it's
We're
very
just
weird.
salty because we don't get to go. We've never been.
Yeah, I never got to go to Montreal. Oh, well, too late. Who cares? Not a big deal. But again, when people get Montreal, they're like, yeah, I'm excited, but not because, I'll get to meet the casting director for Comedy Central. It's because I get to go and hook up with a fucking hot 24-year-old
and the
French
clout,
Canadian.
It's just a fucking
you put in your resume, and I don't know what the fuck it means. I mean, I have no idea who's coming out of Montreal Comedy Festival and becoming a huge star out of it. I feel like that doesn't really happen.
No, that happened like one time. It's the same. This is the same way I feel about Twitter. Is that like one person got a writing job and everyone was like, oh, the way you get a writing job is you get 1 million Twitter followers.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No one's getting. I know people like friends of mine, 200,000-ish followers, no writing job. I'm like, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all fake. Everything is fake.
It's almost like we're talking about the legal system. Like you have the one example.
Yeah.
Like, remember? I don't even remember this. This is probably before your time. There's a girl named Kelly Oxford.
Okay.
She was a mother of 3 in Canada, married mom of 3 in Canada, and she wrote some pretty fucking wacky tweets, and she was also hot. She was Twitter hot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is not Instagram hot, but she was Twitter hot. And she posted a little profile, and she's pretty, and then she'd write these things. So it was a combination of like, you're a mom of 3, you're Canadian, you're good looking, you're out of the system, and you're still funny.
Yeah.
She got, and we'd followed each other. I'd had some interaction with her before. And she got so fucking cocky so fast. The minute Hollywood came her way, I think it was like Patton Oswalt, different people, like Mark Wahlberg's production company. So she moved to fucking Hollywood.
Yep.
Shocker. Divorced her fucking husband.
Yep.
Became an actress.
Left her kids behind.
Did like Sharknado 4 or some bullshit.
Yeah.
She's a garbage actress. I think she did The Disaster Artist. She was like a small part in that.
Oh, good for her.
But like these little, like, first of all, if you're an actor and you don't really know what the fuck acting is, or you don't care about acting, and you don't have to like to really excavate like dark parts of your soul through your voice, if that's not what then you're going to be miserable doing it. Trust me, it's not a fucking fun life unless you get to scrape the inside of the can of your heart and fucking feel that weird relief of your mortality. If it's just you, like, nah, look at me, I'm it's going to be a fucking. So I don't know what her deal is now. She obviously like the it's not quite so gilded anymore. The Lily,
right?
She's still working, but now she's just another person enfolded. Now she's part of the system.
She's just
so there's nothing exotic and interesting.
In the bullshit
she was
system.
Interesting when she was a married Canadian mom with 3 kids.
Yeah.
Now she's a divorced single mom in her 40s.
She's boring and a little pathetic.
I mean, I look at that and I go, hey, man, cool. You had it right.
She was really fucking cool.
She should have stayed there, written scripts from there.
Yeah. And
then she was just like, all of her posts were just name dropping. Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal hit on me today. It was so uncomfortable. Like, ugh.
But like, I have such disdain for her choices because I would have done the same thing. And I don't like that part of myself. I don't like that I
know we all would. That's why we hate it.
I came here to fucking bullshit Hollywood to be a fucking bullshit comedian.
Yeah, we all I have integrity, but if we'd sell out. I mean, look.
I like to think that I have a little bit of integrity.
Yeah,
and I'm
poor.
trying to climb the mountain. I'm trying to see the power so that I can turn it down. So I can throw the ring of power in.
Exactly, dude. You can't throw the ring of power away. You're not a hobbit.
I believe that I can.
But I promise you can. You're not Frodo.
I think I'm Frodo.
We all think we're Frodo until we get the Ring of Power. Then we're assholes. Everyone who becomes famous, every single person
I would only
I've known.
be a little bit of an asshole.
Huh?
That's like my consolation. I'm like, I would only be a little bit of an asshole.
The only reason I know I wouldn't be an asshole.
Oh yeah,
is because I'm old, and I've been like close. I've been like close and then pulled away and then close and pulled away and like. So now it's just like I just want to fucking pay for lunch.
That's what I want to do. But that's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah,
I never wanted the Ring of Power.
Yeah, but it's true. So as much as
I'm Frodo.
As much as I shit on Kelly Oxford, I would have done the exact same thing if my Twitter account got up to 1 million followers.
Now, I don't know if I would have left my family. That seems a little bit much.
The only thing I will say, because we don't know what's going on with her life. Maybe she was in a miserable. I mean, there are a lot of people who married 3 kids and they're miserable fucking relationships.
True.
So who the fuck knows?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
The fact that she became hugely successful on Twitter tells me that she was a miserable person. That's a huge red flag.
Interesting, yeah. Because all your friends who are happy aren't on Twitter.
Yeah. That's my pinned tweet. All my friends who are terribly addicted to social media and are dating that website more than they are spending time with anyone in their real life are the only ones who are successful.
Yeah.
I'm being like broad brushy, and I'm kind of like projecting a lot, but that's how I feel sometimes. Anyways,
I just want to read a couple Kelly Oxford tweets.
Okay.
She has 814,000 followers. Pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good.
When I was a kid, I entered a summer reading competition, won by reading 80 books. There were no prizes. I did it for the notoriety. Nobody cared. This is how my outcast origin story began. I mean, it's got like 4,000 likes. 4,000? Is that good? Yeah, is that good?
This is recent?
Yeah, it's 5 days ago.
She's lost her touch, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, she's gotten like 50 likes here, 50, 60. Like, I don't know.
Yikes.
I think she's lost some of her mojo.
The fucked up thing with Twitter is like, you keep all the followers you had the whole time, but at a certain point,
they stop engaging.
Some of your followers get therapy and get off that fucking website.
So why do you think why do you think Twitter is worse than the other ones? Why do you think Twitter is so? Just because it caters to like talking shit.
It's exclusively talking shit and having mental breakdowns.
Yeah,
that is the entire website.
Yeah,
there is one side of the website that is like just people shit posting and doing funny memes, and that is what I would like to be involved in. That is what I was hoping to be involved in. And then there is a political side, which is laughably diluted, and everyone doing politics on Twitter is a fucking lunatic asshole. It's just not a place for
everybody, and that's right and
everyone.
And
that's right, right and left. Absolutely, doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're thinking you're having a nuanced, interesting conversation with someone on Twitter, you're getting to the bottom of things. You're fixing the problems on Twitter. No, the fuck you're not. You're making everything worse. God,
I saw this tweet on September 11th. Some guy.
Here we go.
Some big fucking cook. You can't say cuck.
Some cuck. Okay.
Some guy. Some guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Biden?
He's a guy. He wears button downs, and he has his look on his face like, I'm confused on his profile, and he's kind of. He just has this sort of like Pod Save America vibe to him, right?
Sure.
So I'm sure he's smart and he's a good writer, and I think he's been involved in producing and writing TV shows in America. He probably has a lot of clothes have paisleys and maybe khakis. Anyway, he posted, on 9/11, it's important to remember, other than 3,000, remember all the Iraqis and Afghanis that died, that we killed, and blah, 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 blah. Now, that was on 9/11. Part of me is like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
What is your goddamn... Like, you know what? Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. Our reaction wasn't measured. It wasn't good. Who the fuck knows if it was good or bad? Who knows what happened? I mean, a lot of people died in the quote-unquote war on terror, and I can understand that you don't believe that is a concept that has any meaning. At the same time, it is 9/11.
Yeah.
You're doing it on the fucking day.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say, hey, this is a fucking tragedy, like hearts and prayer, whatever the fuck it is. And then you look at the comments, I'm like, oh, this guy's going to get reamed. Nah, because it's an echo chamber. Everyone's like, fuck yeah, America sucks, colonialism, bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Obviously, things are a lot more complicated than he's just kind of... Now, here's my thought about that. If you're going to do a shitposty, very, very stupid 9/11 joke, I'm kind of in favor of that.
Oh, sure.
Even though it's what's the word? Insensitive. I'm like, if you're doing like a stupid 9/11 joke, that's a meme. I kind of like that. That guy was 100% seriously trying to make a America sucks talking point on 9/11, and I'm like, that's just very, very annoying. I made a bad joke the day before 9/11.
What did you say, Tommy?
I mean, they got a terrible reception, and good for them, I guess. But I thought it was funny when I wrote it, which is a huge red flag. Everything. I don't even remember it, actually. I'm trying to remember, but it was something along the lines of a lot of people who died on 9/11 had comorbidities and other causes for death, and they shouldn't be added to the full total because it makes
that's a pretty good joke.
Because it makes it seem like flying a plane into a building is more dangerous than it actually is.
I think that's a good joke.
I thought it was funny, but people got mad at me. Oh, they're like, really? I was like, what? Can you not see the satire? It's a joke. It's maybe a joke.
We did the day before. At least that shows some sort of... Yeah, the day before, yes.
You're like, oh, you think you're real clever, don't you? I was like, I thought it was a little clever.
That is pretty good. You should say that on stage.
I should.
I would say that on stage.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. And first of all, liberals will love that joke. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
They'll love it. You don't think so?
I don't know if it was a liberal. I didn't get many likes.
It's actually funny because funny that does sort of like split the difference, because maybe like you have Republicans like, goddamn right, man, there's comorbidities with the reason people are dying. And, I don't know. I like that, Tommy. Well done, man.
Oh, thank you. Oh, social commentary, a little Norm Macdonald moment.
Hey, man, you gotta find your lane, T. There it is. Yeah, so the comedy community is obviously a lot of stuff's going on. We had the Comics Die, we had Norm Macdonald, and I always feel like things happen in three, so it's just kind of like waiting for the third person.
No, I'm putting.
I'm not big enough though, so you know what I mean. I always feel like when celebrities die, there's always a few. And I don't want to talk about the semi-celebrity who survived the drug overdose, because that's probably too subject, but people are pretty upset about that too.
People were upset that they survived?
That they survived, and their reaction to surviving has been posting thirst traps.
Oh. Well,
you know,
people...
My response is this.
You think a near-death experience will change someone, but really...
People
are harder to change than we give them credit for.
Bingo. That's really it. Just because you almost died from doing drugs doesn't make you a better person on the other side of it, or a changed person, or the Buddha all of a sudden. No. Just because you saw the white light or you were in like a brief coma, it doesn't mean you come out of it an enlightened figure.
No.
Like you're the same person.
Hope so, but...
Yeah, we all think... By the way, I think almost everyone is waiting for a moment where they almost die so they can come back a better person.
The sad reality is that the only way to become a better person is by slowly putting the first brick in the mortar.
Do the work.
And then slowly putting the second brick, and the wall falls down, and then you got to put the first brick back. And it's
and the thing and let's not mention her name, but the thing I'll say also in defense of her, she did 3 of her friends died.
Yeah,
it was in her apartment.
That's very traumatic.
It's maybe allegedly coke laced with fentanyl that came from her, but we don't know this.
I mean,
that's a rumor.
A lot of guilt.
So, and if you come out of that and you're alive, yes, there's going to be 2 conflicting things. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad to be alive.
Yes,
and also the guilt. What's easier to embrace? Happy that you're alive.
Yes, of course.
The guilt. Who wants to fucking embrace that, man? You're going to want to, like, I don't care who the fuck you are. You are going to want to just stay in the I'm positive. This is why I fucking hate yoga so much. It's always I'm positive. Like you just stepped over a dead homeless person. Actually, look at some of the negative shit and address it and feel something about it. Maybe, you know what I mean. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when it comes to death and mortality, it's really hard for people to deal with mortality. And if you sit there and you actually think about dying and think about what that means, and like, okay, let's say you live forever, and you think forever. That's a fucking scary fucking thought. And if you think of existing no more, that's just as fucking scary. So there's really no option where death is just like, unless you're really like a fucking red stater with a beer belly who listens to Joel Osteen, and you just think it's going to be so much fun in heaven, and you never really think beyond that. That's the option. So 10% of the people can look at death and be happy about it, really. Everyone else is fucking free. So the fact that she looked, this death happened, her friends died, you can't judge her for a reaction, because people have fucking crazy reactions to death. Like,
and not to mention, I think this is a bigger indictment of this kind of fucked up social media Hollywood age than it is of any individual, because I'm sure she is a changed person, and I'm sure she is shaken to her core. But at the end of the day, the way that this fucking business model runs, and the way that like the fucking turkey sausage gets made is you got to post on social media.
Isn't that crazy?
And get these gigs. And
I'm sure she has her team going like, hey, you got to post. You got to let people know, because for a long time she was like a huge trending topic, and she was a hero. She was like, oh my God, she's going to live. So all the people who are like, thoughts and prayers, the minute she posted a picture of her in a bikini, the next week, say, go Rams, there were probably the same people going like, go fuck yourself. Your friends died. What are you doing?
That's tough. I think she's allowed to celebrate that. But also, her team is probably being like, you got to capitalize.
Isn't that fucking fucked up?
Someone's agent looking at the situation, being like, you got to capitalize on all this publicity, is the sad reality of this fucked up, weird town.
And again, not to mention the fact that she comes out of it, she doesn't want to go into the heart of darkness and look at like these deaths.
Leave her the
and
fuck
think
alone.
I'm kind of on that side. I think my first like sugar rush reaction was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But I'm like, you know what, man? It wasn't you. You don't know what you'd fucking do if all of a sudden you're in People Magazine and all these things in TMZ and blah blah blah.
Oh, now she's Mother Teresa all of a sudden. She owes us all to be Mother Teresa.
Yeah, she owes us all to go into a cloister for the next 3 years. No, I think she could do what she wants. So, and I tweeted something, then I took it down, which is like, hey, people's reaction. Like, remember 9/11? A lot of people all they were doing was partying and drinking and celebrating life. A lot of people were even jumping for joy. I mean, yes, they were all Middle Eastern, but that's not the point. The point is, okay, that's a dumb joke, but I deleted it. But the point is, like, it's true. During 9/11, and I was there during 9/11, you were probably just a little itching your daddy's balls. No, you were like 4 or 5.
9/11, 2001. That would have been 6. I was in first grade.
Yeah. So I just got out of school, and I was like, at 9/11, I saw the buildings burn. I had like play rehearsal, and I was watching. And I got to tell you, man, the reaction.
You were in New York?
I was in New York. I was in Manhattan. I rollerbladed down to Chambers Street and Wall Street because I was like, "There's a fire. Let me go check it out."
Holy shit!
And then I was like, "Oh shit! I'm late for my my rehearsal, my play rehearsal." So I rolled because play rehearsal started at like 9:30 or 10. I think maybe 10.
You hear that, folks? That is a dedicated artist right there.
So I was literally watching.
He was rollerblading to play rehearsal during 9/11.
Here's what people don't realize about 9/11, unless you were there.
That's crazy.
What you don't realize is the first tower that you see is the North Tower, right?
Of course.
And the North Tower, the plane went in kind of straight. Yeah. So it's basically like two floors or 3 floors, and it's such a huge building. When you're looking down 9th Avenue and you're looking at the North Tower, you see a little fire coming out.
You don't really think it's going to fall.
Not at all. No, but people were looking at it like...
And if it wasn't for the explosives, it wouldn't have.
Do you really buy that?
I don't know. I don't know what I buy.
I don't know. So then...
I don't not buy it.
So then I started going further down. And meanwhile, I didn't see both the planes hit.
Yeah.
I was like in an internet cafe. They used to have things called internet cafes because you didn't have internet at your home in 2001. Mm-hmm. I came out and people like running around, freaking out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, people are running to Port Authority. I'm like, I guess there's a train. People, I had no idea. I literally went into the internet cafe, the planes hit, and I came out. It was fucking nuts. And I was on my way to 12th Street.
You were blading to 12th Street?
I was down 9th Avenue. I go, I got to go to the internet cafe.
Oh my God.
I peeled off. I went to this down basement internet cafe. Yeah. And it wasn't like internet now where like the news pops up.
Okay.
You're just on your email.
Yeah.
So I'm in a bubble. I'm not hearing anything. You don't hear any sounds. I don't know the 9/11.
That's not even a true New Yorker didn't even notice 9/11 because they were blading to an internet cafe.
No, but I was because I'm telling you this, and sometimes I think about Guardian Angels because 9th Avenue was a clear shot of the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
When you look down 9th Avenue, that's almost a clear shot in Manhattan of you see the Twin Towers. I'm rollerblading straight down 9th Avenue to 12th Street. And the Twin Towers in my sightline the whole time. And on 42nd Street, I go, I want to send an email because I'd done this film. I was in post-production. So I go in and I literally, at one point I kept the timestamps on the car. I've never talked about this before. And I went in there. 3 minutes later, the first plane hit. I finished all my shit. Like the plane hit, and then like 2 minutes later, I left.
Yeah.
So it was completely encapsulated within like a few minutes on either side of me going. And they come out, people running. I saw a car ran to the back of another car, and I was like, I'm going to be a good citizen and tell them what's going on. Hey, guy, cop. And the cop just told everyone to like keep going, keep driving. I said, why? Why? The guy just hit this guy. He goes, look down there. And then I looked and I saw the plane building. So I rollerbladed down there.
You saw the second building on fire?
No, I saw the first one because from 9th Avenue looking at the North Tower, you just see that. And then once I got to Chambers Street.
People did not realize it was a terrorist attack.
Not at all.
Until the second plane.
A crop duster. And then when I got down to Chambers Street, which is pretty close, I looked and I saw the second building, and that was like six or seven
that
floors
was like
on fire.
Billowing.
And that's when you're like, oh, wait, this is a lot more serious than I thought. But at the same time, you still didn't think the buildings were going to collapse.
No.
For some reason, it just didn't. Nobody thought that was going to happen. I guess you just thought it'd be, that part would be gutted and there'd be like a skeleton structure or whatever the fuck it was. And people were kind of out there pointing and looking up and laughing, and no one had any idea. I mean, not a lot of people saw the planes hit the fucking building. You know, people saw right afterwards. So I went back to rehearsal like, guys, you're not going to believe this. Of course, no one was there because they all fucking knew. And it was a weird... My point is, after that, people's reactions were just fucking weird. Like, you try to do everything in your power just to fucking live your life normally.
Yeah.
Because your brain just goes, we have to move forward. We have to move forward. This one friend of mine, he was on Subway going down to Wall Street. He has headphones on. And this sounds so... I don't know why I'm laughing. It's fucking awful. He gets out of the Subway, which is like around Wall Street or Chambers Street. He gets out, and when he gets out Subway, a body lands like 20 feet away from him. Splat. He's like, what the... He had no idea.
From the tower?
From the tower.
Holy fuck.
So he was in the Subway for like half hour. The plane's fucking hit. He gets out. He has his headphones on. A body fucking hits. Then he looks and he sees the building like start to fucking like crumble. Right?
Oh my God.
So he starts running up.
Back in the Subway?
No, he runs on the street. He starts running up. And him and this other woman, and the building's like collapsing behind them.
Oh my God.
Right? And him and this other woman are like just running, blah, blah, blah. And they've run up to like, now they're in the village, the Greenwich Village, and they're like 8th Street, whatever. And this woman all of a sudden, she goes, oh my God, a sale. And she goes into a shoe sale where there's a store's having a shoe sale.
Oh my God.
That's my point. It's
that's
like...
Exactly, though. That is exactly the point, is that, I mean, your brain
wants to save you from trauma.
Your brain is like...
Everything's
denial.
Okay. Everything's okay.
Denial.
So what's happening with Kate is I think her brain is trying to save her from trauma, and I get it. And the fact that people are raking across the coals isn't really fair.
No.
Because that's just natural for people to do until you've had it happen to you. I mean, I know that when my parents die, I'm going to fucking probably do everything I can to distract myself and try to be positive and try to be like... And it's just fucking... It's what we do as human beings.
I feel like I've been preparing for my dad to die my entire life.
Yeah.
And it'll probably still fuck me up a little bit. Because he had a pretty serious heart attack when I was like in elementary school.
Yeah.
The general idea in my family was, he could basically die at any moment. So appreciate this man.
Yeah.
While he's here. And don't upset him. Don't get his blood pressure up. Don't fuck with him because you're going to kill him. That was put into my head as a kid. I was like, if I am causing him stress, I might kill him.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, that's a great tactic to raise kids.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, just say, hey, your dad had a heart attack. He could die any minute. Don't stress him out. That's the way to raise a good, disciplined child.
I mean... I was always respectful.
Yeah.
And then he had cancer. And then he had another heart attack.
Jesus.
And he just... Yeah, he's still alive. So... but like... And then COVID happened. And I was like... I feel like my whole life I've just been like... Every time I see him, I'm just giving him a big old hug.
Yeah.
But... Yeah. It's one of the... It is... But it's still... I mean... It's still probably going to fuck with me. This would make me very sad.
We've been talking about death a lot, and I think we should segue to something nice and positive, like your breakup, Tommy. Tommy, you are now a single man. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's probably for the best, but... I don't want to get into...
I know you don't want to get into the details.
But suffice to say that, as with many, many people in this weird Hollywood, California world, it's... I think we both had a little bit of mental illness, and maybe hers was a bit more severe, and it made things very, very difficult to deal with, and it escalated beyond the point that I think I'm comfortable with, and I'm trying to remain friends and make sure that everything is okay, but I don't think that anything romantic should continue.
Tommy, the way you just gave that speech was almost like a Bill Belichick trained football player after a Patriots game when they lost. We tried our best. Our defense wasn't quite able to stop the running game.
I was not able to stop the running game, Bill.
It's like so measured and circumspect. Tommy, people want the raw, unfiltered truth. But we can't really say that. People don't want the truth anymore. But you know.
I think it got a little too much where it wouldn't be like fun to dissect. I think it would just be a betrayal of trust. It got a little bit too intense.
But here's what I'm not getting from you, Tommy. You go, I don't think... Because a lot of people are like, I'm done. I'm over. This relationship is done if they don't change. You know, there's always like little caveats. Like, is it done? Or you still think that maybe there's a chance?
No. Because I've been back and forth. I've been vacillating like, oh, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. But I think I have... You know...
But you think you have.
You know, it's like an addiction.
Yes, it is.
You hit your rock bottom, and you realize that something's got to change.
Yeah.
And I think that I was in denial, and now I hit my relationship's version of a rock bottom.
Yes.
And it was scary for me.
Yeah.
And I will not return in the same capacity.
See, there's the caveat, in the same capacity. This is my prediction, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And don't take this the wrong way.
Okay.
But you're a fucking pussy. So here's my prediction. She's going to say, so sorry. I'm getting therapy now. Mm-hmm. I'm on meds. The doctor said I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the steps. She's going to put in like 2 weeks of like, I'm a better person. I've changed. And because you still love her, you're going to be dumb enough to start dating her again, Tommy. What do you think about that theory?
Not going to happen.
Really?
Nope.
Are you giving your word to the podcast listeners who want to bone you right now?
Yep. I am single as a Pringle.
So what's the next step? So, but you also don't feel like you're willing to date right now.
I would not relationship with like as a goal. I would not date with relationship as a goal at this moment. I think I need a little bit of time to unwind. Yeah, I would fuck around. I mean, I would like to because my situation has been like open.
Yeah.
But confusing for a while, and now it is no longer open or confusing. It is over.
Why are people so adamant to be in because when I was, like a single man about town, getting laid a lot, which doesn't really happen anymore, I would be with women, and we were like, yeah, this is cool. Let's just do this sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's a really hard pitch to sell to people.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, why not?
I think it is? I think social media, as with every other goddamn thing, social media fucked it up because you can't just be private, discreet. I mean, you can, but like, they just want to post some shit. They want to post you eating your dumb fucking meal. And then their friends are like, who's he?
Yeah.
And then as they just get involved, the friends and the social pressure gets involved so much earlier.
Yep. I've always said because I had a bad experience I was dating a girl and we'd be on and off. Then we were in a relationship on Facebook, then out of a relationship, then on Instagram, then not. I was like, so eventually I was like, you know what? My social media is going to be thirst traps of yours truly and comedy and then promoting shows. That's it. I'm not going to do anything else. And anytime I was like, look, man, my social media, I'm not made to date dudes, but look, I'm not going to post any boyfriend. I'm not going to be, here we are matching uniforms at the gym. We're taking Yoa to get here. We're going on our trip to I'm like, I'll take pictures of you. You want to put me on your social media? Go ahead. But I am not going to.
I'm not sharing it.
I'm not going to do it.
Sharing your fucking
That's
story.
always been my fucking philosophy. I don't care if people know my personal life.
I think if you get married or something, of course you should post that.
Yeah.
You should post your wife.
Yeah, post your wife.
Not your girlfriend.
Yeah, but don't post your wife every day.
No!
Post her like, hey, I married this bitch, and then move on.
Yeah.
Back to thirst traps and comedy gigs. Because I don't know.
I mean, it depends. Is your social media page an alter to your romantic personal life? I know some people who are. They are not in the entertainment business. Our fucking social media page is like, mine, hey, this is the show. This is the show this week. This is the comedy sketch I made. This is a picture of me on stage, right? I'm not...
Yeah. I look at Instagram as a way only to get traction. And the truth is,
of course,
to get traction, yes, you can get traction if you're in a relationship. I'm not saying that you can't get traction. If you're a big guy, if you're Brad Pitt or whatever, who gives a shit? But like, I have fans who are, a lot of them are single women and single men. My job is to bring the heat. I can't control who's watching. So, that's such a good line. So, if they have some fantasy that they'll meet me someday and blah, blah, I don't care. There's some heavyweight housewife in the Midwest. It's like, if that's their fantasy, that's fine. Like, let them have that.
Them.
Good for them.
I hope they do meet you.
Yeah, and some of them they're like, my good friend Bill Dawes. I'm like, I've never met this person, but they think we're friends. That's fine.
Good.
And maybe they want to know about my relationships, my personal life, and stuff like that. But also, like, I don't care. Why?
Listen to the pod.
Listen to the pod.
Then
you'll
have fun. Mostly hear about my personal life and relationships.
That you're fucking withholding, Tommy.
I am the surrogate because Bill wanted to stop sharing some personal details, so he brought in a surrogate.
Yeah,
and I am the surrogate personal life.
Well, I also realized it's a tough thing for comedy too, because when I've been in relationships and I would make jokes about, every time I'm in a relationship, I make jokes about the person I'm dating.
Yeah,
it bites me in the ass.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
I remember I did a show. I was living with a girl one time. I said, "Hey, my girlfriend moved in with me." It's a funny story how it happened. It is a visual, but I was like, she'll be, and I had like a sock puppet, I think, or something. Just my hand, like, me. Oh, what's wrong, baby? Oh, you lost the lease on your apartment? Well, maybe you can move in with me for a few weeks until you get things straightened out. And I would like cover my face like an octopus and like fall on my back.
Oh yeah,
right. And then get up like, but it's going well. So it would get a laugh. It was a funny little physical gag. And I was at Greenblatt's with my girl, and John Lovitz was in the. He goes, "Oh, you're Bill's girlfriend, huh?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you like that joke where he talks about you're like a octopus on his, like an alien on his face when you moved in with him?" She's like, "Haha." And it became a fucking fight in our relationship.
Of course.
But it was a good joke. What are you going to do?
I have a joke about my relationship. Well, no, actually, I have a joke about using a vibrator that was inspired. And she likes that joke because...
What's the joke?
It's kind of like a long thing. It starts off as like... I got a girlfriend. Only problem is we got different tastes in music in the bedroom. Like when we go to the bedroom, we like to listen to different things, so we just both wear headphones. And then it's like a silent disco. And then I go, she likes to listen to smooth R&B. I listen to motivational podcasts. It's like I'm listening to motivational podcasts while I'm fucking. And then I do this and that. And then I'm like, this one podcast is like, make her come or she will leave you. So we got a vibrator involved. Fellas, you don't like to hear that. Fellas hate to hear that. Nah, I got it. It's all me. It's all me. But the way I see it, it's a team effort, and I'm currently leading the team in assists.
Yeah.
And then I basically do a big sports metaphor about how the vibrator is the star player, and I'm the Scottie Pippen of fucking.
Yeah. I like that.
And it's like, I ain't got to be in all the highlights. The important thing is I'm getting a ring at the end of the season.
Yeah.
My team is unfucking defeated. You won't beat me.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like talking shit, but it's like I'm talking shit from the perspective of like the side, like the 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
Of sex.
Yeah.
And then I do a post-game interview, and I'm like, honestly, it's just an honor to be on the floor with such an incredible athlete. The energy. God. The coach keeps saying, pass the ball. It's really stupid.
Yeah. I apologize that I double dribbled that one time.
Right. Yeah. If I could just stop turning it over, I swear to God, we're going to chance at the championship or something like that. I don't even know. It's dumb. I'm still kind of...
That's fun, man. I like it.
But
people can relate to that.
It's self-deprecating.
Yes, which is the key to like 9% of comedy.
Which I don't even like doing self-deprecating jokes. That one I'm even a little iffy about. Because I don't want a girl to be in the audience and listen to the joke and be like, oh, he can't fuck. You know?
Yeah.
Is that the moral of the joke?
I don't think that's the moral of the joke is that you're sensitive to her needs.
Right. That's what I want it to be. And I've had women come up to me and say, I love that joke.
Yes.
Because more dudes need to be comfortable.
Yes.
It's just so much easier.
Absolutely.
And all these dudes are in denial. And that's what I'm going for, is to be like, y'all are so proud that you can't make your woman come because you won't even do what she wants.
Yeah.
And I'm doing what she wants, and I'm undefeated.
I think if you...
Because I sacrificed... I say in the joke, I'll take the pay cut. I take a pay cut for the star player so that we can win the game.
Yeah.
It's a little convoluted, but...
I think if you're on the Thumble or the Tinto or whatever the fuck it is, I think... I'm just being stupid. I think you should... You're going to have a date. I think you should even say, hey, do you use a vibrator? Right? And if they say, yeah, I use a vibrator, say, bring it. Put it in your bag.
No. I don't think that I would ever bring it up or suggest it. I didn't really love it.
Women are very insecure about
the
fact they use a vibrator.
Maybe I would at a certain
Me and Mars, are you insecure about using a vibrator?
Fuck no.
Well, no. Okay. Not by yourself. With another guy.
Fuck no.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Well, good.
Those Jews, they don't have the same sexual hang-ups that the Christians and Catholics have.
That's maybe...
That's kind of true.
I don't know. What
people don't realize about Judaism is that like sex is very celebrated.
Good. That's
Judaism.
Healthy.
Like they don't have any. There's no guilt about sex.
She begs to differ.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no guilt about sex.
There's no like premarital sex is fine in Judaism. I mean, if you're Orthodox, but like in general, it's like
well, there you go.
Have fun.
There you go.
Like
it's not. I mean, it's
and Shabbat.
Premarital sex is fine if you're a Methodist.
Shabbat. Like for Shabbat, which is the Friday where you have to whatever the tone and light candles and shit. Like they encourage you to fuck on Shabbat. Like, hey, guess what, guys? In synagogue, like they say, hey, guess what? Friday, good night, fucking.
Well,
it is. It's the hippie hang out in bed all day, read books, and fuck.
The Jews encourage people to fuck because they're trying to be exterminated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So they got to produce more Jews as quickly as possible.
Also, there's nothing else to do on Shabbat.
I think it's a good strategy. That's why the Catholics don't like to wear a condom.
They don't like to wear a condom because they want to have a bunch of kids.
Because, make more Catholics.
Yeah.
Every religion is trying to make more religion.
That's true.
Now, what else is going on in the world? We also have Texas being Texas.
Yeah.
They
pretty wild.
Pretty wild shit.
I mean, that one's like a little dystopian.
Doesn't make you want to make a... I just feel like my mandate is to make some solid abortion jokes.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
At the end of the month, the first weekend of October, I'm flying to Texas to spend the weekend with my first ever middle school girlfriend. No, hold on.
You better pull out.
No. She was my girlfriend in middle school. She's no longer in middle school. She's a full-grown woman in her 20s. I feel like...
Full-grown women in her 20s? No. That's the thing? Okay.
She's not in middle school. But,
for the record.
She was my girlfriend in 8th grade.
Yeah.
When I was in 8th grade.
From middle school, not my...
From middle school. Not my middle school girlfriend. Yeah. Just
that's
to clarify.
A distinction, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be taken out of context when I get... Oh, so anyways, I have two things. But I'm going to focus on this thing because that's what I started a thought. I should finish the thought.
Yes.
Can't be an ADHD lunatic.
Your whole life.
My whole life. On the podcast. This is bad radio. All right. So now I've clarified that I'm going to stay with a full-grown woman who is not in middle school.
Who you used to date in middle school. Now, when you're in middle school...
My first kiss.
Your first kiss?
My first kiss.
Did you feel booby?
No.
That
wasn't until later.
Yeah. I remember the first time I put my arm around a girl in
I would have
middle
liked
school.
to feel booby. But
I remember it was like in a movie theater, putting arm around a girl was like the biggest... Oh my god!
Terrifying.
Like, how do you do it? Like, how do I breach this? And I was like, fucking,
and your arm's
shaking.
Up there, and then you're like, what?
And then your arm falls asleep, and you're like, miserable.
Yeah.
Oh god. So go ahead, continue. You kissed her. You're gonna go see her. Why?
Because she was like, come visit. No, it's a little complicated because we have been platonic friends.
Yes.
For a very long time. Like, we dated, but she was also like the girl next door. She lived down the street
now
from
that
me.
She's not in middle school, is she still fuckable? No, I'm sorry. Is she, sorry.
Oh my god.
Come on, that's a Lucy Gay joke.
No, yeah.
Is she an attractive adult woman now?
Yeah, very attractive.
Whoa, okay. So she wants you to hang out.
More attractive now.
Yeah. Obviously.
She's maybe peak attractiveness.
Peak attractiveness, yeah.
She's been.
Like mid to late 20s is peak attractiveness usually for most women. So,
she's a beautiful 20.
And she's single.
She's single.
So you're going to fuck.
I'm hoping so. But here's the thing. She's she's a little weird. I'm a little weird. Like, we've just known each other a long time, and it's kind of been like
it's hard to breach.
A tension, but the tension. Here's what happened. In 8th grade, we dated, and then we broke up because of a dumb joke that I told as an 8th grader, where we had Civil War reenactors come to our fucking middle school and do a demonstration,
as people do,
in the South. And I did a dumb joke over text. This is like on my shitty flip phone, texting her. And I was like, "Did you see that Civil War demonstration today?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What did you think?" And she was like, "It's kind of dumb." And then I also thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, yikes. Don't know if I can be with someone who doesn't love the Civil War as much as I do. And I thought I was with a buddy, and we were goofing.
But you didn't put an emoji after of a crying face?
This was pre-emojis.
Pre-emojis, yeah.
For me, this was like you had to type it out.
Did you write LOL?
No.
Oh, Tommy.
I tripled, quadrupled down.
Oh, no.
And I was like, yeah, my grandfather died in the Civil War, and I take it incredibly seriously. And I thought it was hilarious. I thought anyone should know that I'm kidding. I was trying to escalate in a way that it was like clear that I was joking.
Yeah. You also want to flesh out to see if people have a sense of humor.
I don't think she was on the same page humor-wise as I was. So she was like, got her feelings hurt, and then we broke up.
Oh, my God.
And then I was like, I was joking. And she's like, you already hurt my feelings. It's too late. I might have even waited way too long to say I'm joking. I might have gone...
Wait till senior year. Yeah.
This was like my first girlfriend. I was being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Anyways, I lost my girlfriend over this joke that I was telling.
Were you still friends afterwards in school?
Not for a little bit, but we did become friends again. And for a while, we carpooled to school because we lived in the same neighborhood.
And did you want to just fucking tell more Civil War jokes? God, it'd be so hard not to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But also, I was madly in love with her for like the beginning 2 or 3 years of high school.
And that's the way you are.
I tried to get her back multiple times because I felt like I had ruined everything.
Yeah.
So I just had this big crush, and I was always so nervous to ask her, and then she was going through some family stuff, and so I became really close friends with her, and then I got friend zoned, but we had already dated, and I was like, I want to get her back, and she didn't want me back, and then we went to see a movie, and I was like, is this a date, or are we just hanging out? She's like, we're going through some stuff. I don't really want a date right now. I'm like, but I love you! And then we fought, and then we didn't talk for a month, and then blah, 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 blah. It was a whole saga.
Yeah.
After a while, I completely put my little heart on off mode. I was like, nice. I will never, ever, ever have romantic feelings about this person again, and we'll be friends, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Where I'm putting you in the friend zone as a power move, and if you ever want to come back, if I do some shit, you want to come back, it's too late.
Yeah, too late.
And we're buddies, and I like being buddies, and it's great.
Yeah.
So that was the case in the rest of high school, college, you know, and it was like...
You kept in touch.
Of course, we kept in touch because we lived in the same neighborhood, and we had a lot of same friends.
She'd come back for Christmas, you'd see her, and stuff like that.
Right. I would always go see her, and we would always catch up.
Yeah.
And it was always fun, but I always kept it very platonic. And sometimes it kind of seemed like, oh, maybe she might like me again, but I'm never going back down that road because I have been down that road. As a young, sensitive child, I have been down that road too many times. And there's a lot of cartilage.
Yeah.
Let's say. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I've broken this
scar
bone.
tissue.
Scar tissue. Perfect. Yes. And so like, I never really considered it. And even now,
she must have just gone through a breakup.
She did have a thing with a guy.
Yeah.
And we FaceTimed a couple times. We talk on the phone sometimes and just kind of like catch up. And even then it's it's still platonic.
Yeah.
But I think that she's been unlucky in love in certain ways based on what I've heard. And she's dated some Texan men, and they're not maybe her speed. Because she's a fucking scientist. She's like a PhD candidate, incredibly smart, biologist, works in a lab, and she's dating some of these guys, and they're not necessarily...
With the Ford F-150 and
right,
get her
not
done attitude.
Her speed.
Yeah.
And politically, they get into disagreements, of course, because she's liberal, because she has a PhD.
Yeah.
And she's a scientist, so she's big on climate change, of course, because if you've done even a little bit of research, that's how you'll end. But anyways, so now she's like, come visit. She wanted me to come visit, and I'm like, I'm not flying to fucking Texas to get rejected. Like, if I'm flying to Texas...
To hear you talk about your ex-boyfriend.
Oh, I'm like, no. I'm like, hell no. So... But after a while, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll do it. Yeah. Maybe I'll take a chance. And you know what? There is a solid chance that I get there and nothing happens, and I'm fine with it. I'm already completely emotionally okay with it. And in that case, I'm hanging out with a good friend, a genuine friend who I've had for a long time, and it'll be great to catch up with her. The plane ticket was not that expensive. I'll have a good time, and I'll leave.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with it.
How long are you there for?
A weekend.
Okay, so let me intervene here, Tommy.
Okay.
So have you discussed sleeping arrangements?
I briefly just asked. I was like, so I'm going to be staying at your place. She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Good.
You might be there and there's a blow-up mattress.
I might be there and there's a blow-up mattress.
Why don't you flesh it out now?
That's a good question, but I'm like, I don't know. It's
Don't you want to know going in what the expectations are for her?
I feel like I have a decent read and that it's leaning a little bit romantic, but I don't... I'm gonna ask night one. Like when I get there. I would rather not have it be a texting thing. I just want to feel the energy before I go into there, because I don't want to ask over text and then she says no over text and then I'm like, should I even go? Because I just want to go.
All right, I got it.
And I'm not going to be creepy about it. I'm not going to be like weird, like, oh, I'm staying at your... You know, I don't want...
The second you walk in, like, hey, where's the bedroom? Let me drop my shit off.
Right, because I've just known her for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a trust there, and there is like a solid friendship as a base.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is like, I don't really want to fuck that up. Like, I would rather just have it be chill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care. I'm not horny to the point of sabotage.
Yes.
And I don't think I ever will be again.
A man who's not horny to the point of sabotage. What?
I'm more enlightened now. I would like to think. We shall see.
So, but when you get there, and if there goes, okay, here's the blow up mattress, and it's a shitty fucking blow up mattress in the kids' room or whatever.
It's no kids' room.
Is it the foyer?
Here's the thing. I think she lives in like a big studio, so it's not. You know what I mean? It's not like it's going to be.
So you think she's basically the implicit message is like, you're staying with me, we're sleeping in the same bed, and because you can still sleep in the same bed with someone as a friend. I've done it before
for a couple days.
So, all right, I can get behind that. Let's say you're going out. Let's say there is a blow-up mattress like next to the bed.
And here's
it's a little shitty from Target.
Well, then I'll sleep on the blow-up mattress.
Okay. No, but my point is, so that's what it is. Because she might do that prophylactically to be kind of like. I bet
she will do that.
Okay, yes. So then it puts the onus on you. But you also would love the idea of it being romantic. So how will you possibly breach that? Like you're hanging out.
I think I would.
What would you do?
It's weird for me because I have some emotional hang-ups about the whole thing based on this person kind of rejected me.
It's middle school.
Right. But it happened a bunch, and it really hurt my feelings, and it was like this whole saga for me. It was an emotional saga, 4 years of high school.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure my best friend, Nick, at the time, never heard the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you have mutual friends with her?
A ton.
Have you tried to get their temperature? Like, hey, what do you think?
I haven't. That would be interesting.
Yeah, maybe someone you trust. Be like, hey, listen, here's the deal. Because they might be like, oh, dude, she's fucking going through it with this breakup.
I don't know if she keeps in contact with them. Maybe she does. The
best way is just to be chill, obviously, like you do.
I'm going to be chill.
And, just hug her a lot. And if you hug her,
she started talking to me a lot on social media recently.
Yeah.
Like reacting to my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like the modern...
You're feeling like it's there.
We're sending little heart emojis.
So if you hug her, you'll know from the hug. Because if she relaxes into the hug...
Yes.
And then she pulls her head away slowly. If she hugs you and then pats your back and does a little teepee thing, then you know right away.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen.
If the first hug is by the body...
It would be a relief. I'd be like, you know what? Great. I'm just going to hang.
I'm going to hang.
Talk about science.
Like, hey, talk about science. And by the way, you have any hot friends? Because while I'm here, I might be nice to get laid. No.
Yeah. And we're hanging out right before she leaves Texas to go to DC to do some other thing. So it's kind of like a...
Is she moving or no?
I think she's going to do some science thing.
I think she wants to get like her middle school boyfriend, finally see what's going on, below the belt, see what's going to happen.
Oh, that's what I think.
So you
going to happen.
We'll see. You are in. It's almost like a three. I've said this about threesomes too. The problem with the way guys fuck up threesomes.
Yeah.
Because I used to be good at procuring them.
Oh yeah.
Is they start acting weird. Like it's set up, and then they start acting weird. They start trying to be too impressive. They try to be too flirty with the girl.
Yeah.
Just be there.
Just be the man. Just be masculine.
When Tony Rock asked me to go to his birthday party, it was at a black nightclub. I'm not going to go there and start breakdancing and try to show people how fucking cool and hip and So I just had
funny.
I had to hold my drink and just kind of fucking do a little bounce behind a girl, like, yo, what's up? And they fucking loved me for it. To this day, Tony Rock loves me because I wasn't trying to be fucking like
cool
culturally appropriate. I was just fucking just there with my drink, just chilling, man.
That is so funny. It's threesomes and hanging out with black people.
Yeah,
are parallel in that. Just be cool, dude.
Yeah.
Don't be the weird. Don't be a weirdo.
Yeah, but it
is funny how some people like. Hold on.
We just got a note.
Sorry, I just got a note. But it is funny how some people they get around black people and they just have a meltdown.
Well, I mean,
just like the white. They have the white. They just start acting weird as fuck.
Part of the reason
there's some people you can't bring certain of your white friends places because they'll just start acting weird.
They'll start doing a little patois, it's like a black scent.
Hey, chill. What are you doing?
And that happens sometimes at Chocolate Sundays at Laugh Factory. You'll see comics will be like, yo, man, this guy was like, dude, you're from Connecticut. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you saying yo, yo, yo? I've seen it happen.
Yo. Oh, but they'll say it like they haven't said it ever in their life. Like it's the first time they're saying yo, yo, yo. Oh, that's so funny. That is one of the weird, unexplainable, hilarious parts of being a human. Is just people being weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Or like, even the threesome example, it's like all you got to do is just be cool.
Just be cool.
You can't do it. You just
even
fall apart.
Even when you're walking down the street, your arm and your leg are going at the same time. You're like, I can't even walk now because I'm so nervous about this threesome happening.
Oh my God. Okay, Mia wrote me a note.
Which you're right.
She's the one that got away, and you were the one she never got closure with. Just wear a condom, bro.
Well, you are in Texas. You don't want to take that road trip to Louisiana.
Ooh, that's why, I'm going to Texas. To potentially have sex with a stranger. No, it's
great. It's great. What's better than that type of redemption?
I mean, right? It's almost a lot of pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
If I make it that, or I could just be fucking cool for once in my goddamn life.
The problem is you can end up being so cool that she gets the vibe that you're not into it.
That is exactly my MO. I am so cool that she gets discouraged. And then I'm like scrambling to be less cool, and I overcorrect, and now I'm being awkward, and now I can never return to the cool guy. I'm like, I should have stayed the fucking cool guy. I was being the cool guy. I'm in the bathroom screaming.
Here's the move, Tommy. Here's what you do. Ready? Because whatever the fuck, I'm chill. I just want a good vacation. Whatever. Shut up.
I start talking in my low voice.
You want to get laid? Because here's what you got to do. Say all the things that you would say to a woman to make them feel good. Compliment her hair. Your hair looks great. I love your hair like that.
Your boobs are big.
No, God damn it, Tommy. It's too far.
Whoops. Just kidding.
Come on, her hair. Compliment her outfits, her shoes, her hair.
I love the boob part of the dress you're wearing.
Here's a hidden secret about threesomes, by the way.
Okay.
If you're with a girl who's trying to procure a threesome with another girl, their opening salvo will always be, wow, I really like your hair. I'm telling you, man, it's the fucking move the girls do to other girls.
You have beautiful roots.
I can barely see where you got the fucking ombre dyed. Or omelette. What the fuck is it called? Anyway, so
your hair is beautiful despite not being dyed in a while.
So give her compliments in a way that can be deemed like, wow, you look beautiful. I think you can say hot. You look hot tonight. Like, we're going out. Like, whatever. Like,
for how little maintenance you've done to the hair, it looks like it probably looked great a while ago.
Yeah. Don't say, wow, your boobs have gotten bigger since 8th grade. Don't say anything like that. Just like compliment, like, oh wow, you look, or just like, hey, well, it makes sense if she talks about breakup, like, wow, it's weird, the guy, you're a beautiful, smart woman, the guy's an idiot. Just things like that. Just put it in there to show that, because you probably haven't called her beautiful ever.
No, well, maybe in 8th grade.
In 8th grade, you don't say that.
No,
no guy's gonna be confident to call her beautiful.
I probably like say
you never gonna compliment her hair. Just
not in 8th grade.
No, not at all. Pay attention to the details, what she's wearing, how she smells. Wow, you smell nice. Things like that. I'm telling you.
I would love to think that I have more game now than I did in 8th grade. Who knows,
Tommy?
Who knows? Maybe I'm worse.
Can we do a role play with me right here? Where do a role play with me?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Right.
Okay,
here's a role play. Oh my God, Tommy.
Wait, where are we? Set the stage.
Okay, we're about to go out for the night. We've already hung out for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Right?
What's the vibe?
It's been cool. She's running around like, well, I set this party. My friend's
It's
party.
normally not so messy in here.
Yeah, it's normally not so messy. Oh, my God.
Oh, it's fine.
So I'm so glad you're here. My friend Jolene is having a party. That's a good Southern name.
Yeah.
We don't have much time. She goes into like, what do you wear? And she's like, is that all you got to wear? A T-shirt and fucking baggy jeans? Cool.
I'm like, yeah, I don't really care.
Wear one good outfit. Don't wear a blazer like a dick, but wear like a button down,
a black long sleeve sweatshirt.
A black long sleeve. Do we agree with that, Mia?
I believe sweatshirts are better than blazers.
Yeah, but maybe like a nice button down. No,
you don't want to look gay.
Yeah,
that's not gay. A button down isn't gay. A button down is a man. A button. Listen, Mia, come on.
Hey,
you gotta trust me in this. Who you gonna trust, me or Mia?
I'm going to trust the proud gay man.
Yeah, thank you. So, have one nice shirt in case you go to something, like, I don't know, it's the South. Maybe there's some nice racist ball she wants to take you to.
I mean, I think she's going to take me to bars.
Dive bars.
Because it's like a do-nothing town.
Well, like, have at least one first date outfit.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to dress good.
Okay.
Of course.
Just don't, like, dress down to prove a point about how chill you are is my point.
No. I'm going to dress like I always dress, which is kind of well put together and extremely mediocre.
You know, it'd be awesome if you could do some like deep cuts and find out if she likes cologne and what cologne she likes.
Oh no!
Hey, Tommy, I'm not saying you have to like ask her. That's not gay. Just ask her. Just go like, my friend Bill, he's so gay. He wears cologne. What do you think about that? Oh, I like cologne. Really, you like cologne? What type of cologne do you like? Ugh.
Oh my God!
Get it out. Look, I've never worn cologne in
my own life.
I've never worn cologne in my life.
Yeah,
and I've had women be like,
"But you have cannons.
I wish you wore cologne.
You have big old forearms. I should start doing push-ups between now and the time I go."
No, it's not going to do anything. No, because you got this skinny homeless chic. It's a thing.
I don't.
It's fine.
I would rather not be skinny homeless chic.
Skinny is better than being like borderline overweight all the time. Trust me.
Oh sure.
Yeah, he looks like Shaggy. I get it.
This is what everyone says to me.
Yeah.
Even hot girls say it to me. And I'm like, I get the vibe. I'll get the vibe from a hot girl that she might be into me. There's this girl at the bar the other day. And I was like, dang, I'd really like to ask her out. And she's like, yeah, you remind me of Shaggy. And I was like, God, what does that mean? It
wasn't me. I don't know.
Am I still in?
I think so.
Is Shaggy hot?
You know how many girls told me I look like Conan O'Brien? It works, man, because whatever it is, Shaggy is comfort food to them. So you make them feel safe and comfortable as Shaggy.
That's true.
If anybody puts you to
God, Mia.
It's automatically
yes. Yeah, so.
You look like you ever.
Right.
Yes.
Wow. Is Shaggy a pussy, though?
Huh?
Am I a pussy?
I think Shaggy on the DL was crushing puss, bro.
Okay. Hell yeah.
More than that Fred piece of shit with his fucking scarf.
I agree. Shaggy got more poon than Fred.
Oh, for sure. By the way, when I was
tweet that.
When I was at Princeton, not to brag, there was a guy named Nate, And he was like fucking stoner, man.
Yeah.
And like stoner in the 90s was not like the cool stoner, not the post Snoop Dogg stoner. It was like
post Snoop Dogg.
But it was like the long hair and like, but that guy fucking women went nuts for it. He was catnip because he was like this fucking stoner dude at fucking Princeton who's always smiling, man. Women love that. There's a certain type of women who love that.
Well, there's stoner at Princeton is cheat codes, right? Because if you're just a stoner, maybe you're a loser, you're not going anywhere with your life, that's like a red flag, right? But he's at Princeton, which means he's smart, but he's a stoner, so he's not really pretentious or cocky.
He has a rich family, and that's how he got in,
yeah. Mm-hmm. But he seems like he might become something because of the... And he's a juxtaposition.
And by the way, he's a doctor now, so good call. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Stoner at Princeton, that is a cheat code.
Yeah,
he's fun and casual, and he's not gonna talk your ear off about some bullshit.
I couldn't believe it. At that time, I had my brain wasn't able to wrap my head around how many girls he got.
Wow.
Anyway, so I think, but the point. Okay, so we're about to go to this role play. We're about to go out. I come out in my outfit. What do you think?
Fine. wait, run it back.
It'll be like those Loop movies.
Yeah, okay.
We should make a Loop movie about your time in Texas.
Yeah, it's Palm Springs.
It's just you have to get laid to fucking get out of the loop. Okay, oh my God, Julian's gonna be so mad we're so late.
Yeah.
Grab the pecan pie.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, cool. Anyway, you're wearing that?
Wait, say how's my outfit again?
What do you think of my outfit? How long are you here for, Tommy? Are you leaving tomorrow? Is that what's...
Wait, I hit the button. We were back.
Look, I don't care if she comes out wearing a potato sack. Say, wow. Wow, you look beautiful.
Wow, what big ears you have, Grandma. What big hands you have.
Tommy, your comic sensibility is going to fucking cockblock you. Yes, Mia has a question. Mia, yes.
I have the right answer. Yes, ma'am. The correct answer is, wow, you look great, but I don't care. I'm just happy to be with you.
Wow. I'm going to be like, you look stunning, sweetheart.
Let me make a slight modification. Wow, you look great. I'm so psyched to be out here with you. You don't have to say but. You don't have to put a butt in it. Yeah. You look great.
Yeah.
I'm so psyched to be hanging out with you.
I don't care. I'm just happy to be with you tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to go Gordon Ramsay. Ugh. Bland. Not enough
bland.
Salt. It's raw inside.
Yeah, definitely.
Disgusting.
Like, you're not in the place of the relationship where you can nag her.
Oh, I'm not going to nag her.
You can't nag anything.
No, I'm just going to be... funny.
Even if she goes, man, I've decided I love Trump. You're like, you look beautiful. Doesn't matter. Don't contradict anything she says.
Well, I don't have to worry about that because that's why she broke up with her last guy.
He was a Trumper?
Not a Trumper, but politically was not making her happy and didn't want to. Yeah, so.
All right.
So I'm going to get in there and I'm just going to start asking questions. This is I say how I actually flirt?
Yeah.
I ask questions. Mm-hmm. They give me an answer, and I lightly make fun of their answer, and then I ask another question.
Yeah. Here's another subtle thing you can do, Tommy.
Okay.
This is true. Talk to them every once in a while. Just touch their knee, touch their forearm. Just little, like, super not creepy. Just like, oh, my God, it's so funny. Like, lean for touch the knee, da-da-da-da. Lean for, like, grab for. No, wait, you got, just things like that.
Yeah.
Where you show that you're not afraid of physical contact.
When I was younger... I bought one of those dating things like from YouTube that you get a targeted ad for when you're an incel. And I watched it and there was this one tip in it. I was like I have to see.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even watch. I watched like one video and I was like, this is stupid. But I do remember the one thing. It was like lightly penetrate their space, like get a little bit too close to them, and then back off. Like get in their comfort circle just a little bit, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to get just to, because if you're standing 6 feet away from them the entire night, then obviously nothing's going to happen. You can't be scared of them.
Yeah.
You don't want to be touching them like in a creepy way. Like you can, I could touch her on the arm or like the back or whatever, like a hitch. It's like a hitch thing, Yeah. Yeah, the movie Hitch. You remember that movie? That was a great film. Albert Brenneman. Anyways, but yeah, that is good advice. I should.
Yeah.
But I'm intimidated. Not really. Like, I'll be fine. Yeah. Because I don't care. Because I'm cool.
But what are you going to do? Because there's always a moment where you got to take a risk.
It's true. And I am notoriously bad at that historically. But I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Kiss her first?
First? What do you mean am I going to kiss her first? Before what?
No, I mean,
what?
She does.
Before she kisses me?
Yeah.
90-10.
I have a feeling. This is my feeling.
I learned everything
we have a button-up scientist. My feeling is she's going to want to get some drinks.
For sure. She drinks, for sure.
Yeah. You're going to be hanging out. You're going to come back from the party or the bar, whatever. You're going to drink. You're not going to have made a move yet, whatever.
Yeah.
My personal advice.
Oh, God.
You can say what you want about this. I know it's not really in line with the world today.
Oh, boy.
It's just sneak attack kiss.
Sneak attack?
Sneak attack kiss.
What does that mean, sneak attack?
Sneak attack kiss. You're hanging at the bar. Things are flirty going on. She goes to the fucking bathroom, whatever the hell it is. She comes out of the bathroom, and you're just fucking there, and you just fucking push her against the wall.
Out of the bathroom?
Wherever it is.
Out of the bathroom?
Why not?
Weird.
Okay, out of
not
whatever.
The bathroom.
Okay, so
I hear what you're saying, but
so then hey, oh, great time.
She comes out of the stall,
you're watching a movie.
I'm standing there.
You're watching.
Mwah! She hasn't even flushed yet, and I'm smooching her.
No, women, after they do their business, they wipe their chochi and they wipe their butt and they look in the mirror for 10 minutes. And they talk to some girl and blah, blah, blah.
And they cry.
And they come out ready. They come out like they're ready for the ball. The minute she comes out like
I'm standing behind the door.
Why were you around the bathroom, period?
Because the men's room is right next to it. He's coming out of the men's room.
And I haven't washed my hands because I'm a man.
Yeah,
that's what men do.
Yeah. All right, fine. Lose the bathroom thing. But what are you gonna do? You're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be sitting on their couch watching some awful show on Netflix because they're all fucking awful on Netflix.
Like, if we're gonna watch some,
and then she's gonna be like, I'm tired. She's like, I'm tired.
And I'll be like,
I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh fuck, I missed my chance. And I'll be like, okay, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
That is what is gonna happen.
And then she's gonna be like, he's not into me.
Yeah. Well, if I miss my shot on the first night, nothing's gonna happen. Period.
Agreed.
I have to make a move on the first night.
I'm not going to miss my shot. I'm not going to miss my shot. You got to do it, dude.
Yeah,
and that might mean a little mall situation coming out of the bathroom. It might mean you have to put yourself and look. Unless the off chance she fucking, the only other thing you can do is coming out of a hug. Just because coming out of a hug, you hug, and then if she pulls her way slowly from a hug, just look at each other and lean in.
Wow.
Really, Mia? What would you do?
Oh, I know that's the...
Mia would just drop her knees and start sucking dick.
Oh, my God.
She does... Like, that is the trick.
Yes.
It's so obvious for me. It's like, fine, I'll take the mic.
Yeah, but Mia's hopping on the mic.
I guess I'm in this now. I got 2 stone. Hopefully I'm being helpful.
Continue, Mia.
All right. When you do that, it's so obvious. It's almost a turnoff. Unless we know, unless we're in the maybe not zone 2, that is the confirmation for us. Otherwise, it's really creepy.
Yeah.
Because then you stare into their eyes and go, hi, it's been so long.
Oh, yeah. Men are incredibly creepy, especially men who haven't made up their mind about things.
Yeah, here's what you do. I like that you're going to a bar so you can get drunk.
Yep, we're not going to get, hammered or anything, but it'll definitely lubricate the bonds of love.
Yep, so you can always blame it on the alcohol if you kiss her first and she doesn't like it.
I'm like, I've been dreaming about this moment.
Say, sorry, I get kissy when I'm drunk, and then there you go, the end.
I mean, maybe it has been 12 years. There's going to be some horrible moment where we have to, reminisce about the fact that we kissed when we were kids and now we're adults. And we're going to be like, duh.
You know what? Here's another thing. There are also cues you can get. If she ever at any point takes out gum and starts chewing gum or anything like that, or asks for gum or any gum-related activity is a cue that she wants to kiss you.
Wow.
That's true.
That's true. Wow.
That is true.
Gum, mint,
So pay attention for mints or gum. So she starts popping a mint. She's at least open to the possibility of a kiss.
Sure.
And I know there's like the whole thing, well, ask for consent. Don't ask consent for a kiss, you fucking cuck. Just fucking go in there. Don't ask for a goddamn... I'm not saying be aggressive and be assaulty.
Right. I agree to an extent that it would be preferable to have this beautiful movie moment where we're all like, ooh, the magic is in the air. Harry Potter, the magic is in the air. Wingardium, kiss me in the face. But thank you. We'll edit that out. We'll edit that out. But there is a part of me that's like, where maybe I'll just be like, I'm like, let's go, Nani.
All right, this.
What are we doing?
I like where this podcast ends because it's going to be a cliffhanger. People,
what are we doing here?
We have a cliffhanger. So here we go. Let's.
I'm an adult. You're an adult.
If anyone has advice for Tommy for closing the deal this weekend, email him at wakefieldfilms@gmail.com. wakefieldfilms.
I'm feeling kind of horny. What if I said
Give him some advice.
Uh-oh, I'm getting hard. Like I'm at the bar, I'm saying that to the bartender.
Yeah. Okay. Mia says, that's a good thing for all of us to remember. All right, guys, we should wrap this up. Tommy, I'm glad you're going on. When's the trip?
October 1st.
All right, it's coming up. I'm excited for you, Tommy. Hopefully, it's a good distraction at the very least.
You
have a couple weeks before then
to do push-ups.
To do some push-ups. Maybe throw out some little things, little teeny flirtatious comments, just for a little testing. You know what I mean?
And in my ideal scenario, I hook up with someone before that.
Yeah.
Because then I'm kind of like, got the jitters. Yeah. And I'm like, if this doesn't work out, I go home and it's all fine. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
All right. Tommy Wakefield, thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.